welcome back to the YouTube channel. Hope everyone is well wherever you are watching this. So, with that being said, I'm going to take you through a bit of whether it's a day in the life, a weekend in the life. It's Saturday morning. It's just gone about 5:30 in the AM. We've got the morning coffee on deck as usual, as you know. I'm going to get cracking on with some check-ins. So I'm going to show you exactly what a pro natural bodybuilder gets up to, and a dad as well on the weekend. I think Olivia's just woken up. Do you want to come in the background?
I don't know what I look like.
She doesn't know what she looks like, so she's a bit of a ghost at the minute, maybe. What are you looking like? Yeah, your hair's a bit... Anyway, she's awoken. Finley has not, which is also, I'm sitting here. You see that? We can watch him asleep. So hopefully he stays awake for another hour or so. He's definitely...
Stays asleep. You said stay awake, stays awake.
Stays asleep. Is he moving?
Moving on.
He was wriggling a little bit just then. Anyway, with that being said... Oh, there he goes, wriggling again. With that being said, I've dragged this intro on too long. I'm going to crack on with some check-ins, and I'll chat to you shortly. Good morning, mate. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for your check-in for another week. Ooh. All right, coming to me from the garage. I was planning on doing some steps outside, but it is blowing an absolute gale. It was actually blowing a gale all night, so I figured I'd come into the garage, which is the is it the new home gym setup? Not really. We've got the, obviously, you know, we've got the treadmill, we've got the bike, which was in Finley's room. Who remembers that? That was earlier this year. But we transitioned all that into here. We've got some mats, we've got some dumbbells, which is where Olivia's sort of been training a bit. We've got 10s, 15s, 20s, 25s dumbbells. We've got resistance bands and things like that. Let me flip you around. Yeah, so we've got some dumbbells, we've got a bench, a few row kettlebells, some bands, and whatnot to hang up there. But yeah, this is a bit of the home gym setup. So with that being said, I'm going to turn the treadmill on and not try and bang my head. And we're going to do, I don't know much, do 15-20 minutes of steps before my pre-workout meal. And then it's gym time. What a time to be alive. Alright, we're in with meal one, aka my pre-workout meal. You don't need to say it, but we've got 100 grams of raw weight rice, 150 raw weight of chicken. It's very often that people say to me, raw weight, cooked weight, especially when I'm prescribing, you know, meal plans and things like that for clients. It's a very common question. I thought it was, I shouldn't assume that it's not common knowledge, but assume that it's implied that it's raw weight, because that probably I shouldn't assume that. And I suppose I give the example of, you know, sweet potato is a pretty common one in a sense that, you know, like, let's say you prescribe 200 grams of raw weight sweet potato, that's, you know, call it 40 grams of carbohydrates. If it's, you know, 200 grams of cooked weight, let's say you steam it, it often, because it obviously absorbs water, it can get almost heavier, or at least stay the same. So that's a pretty true representation. But if you, let's say, air fry it to the shitter and, like, you know, really crisp it up and, you know, suck all that moisture and water out of it, like, all of a sudden 200 grams raw weight could be like 100 grams. So then all of a sudden, if you wanted 200 grams of, you know, air fried sweet potato, that might actually have been, and you get 200 grams of it, it might actually have been 400 grams to get down to it, and now all of a sudden you've doubled your carbohydrates. Anyway, if that makes sense, I think raw weight is the most consistent method. Or equally, if you're cooking in bulk, cook however much you want, split it between sort of how many meals you are. So if you want 100 grams of rice, cook, and you want it for 3 days, cook 300 grams, split into thirds, bing bang. The other thing I have been doing of late is having berberine as a GDA in any of my higher carbohydrate meals, which is kind of all my meals. So I've been taking 2 caps with probably 2 to 3 meals throughout the day, usually a pre-post, maybe my last meal of the day, and if I'm at home, meals throughout the day as well. More so from shuttling those carbohydrates in. So I'll have a couple of these. I'll grab some water, so I'll take these after. And I found it's really helped. I've probably done this the last week or so. Yes, you go through a fair few, but I think it's helpful, particularly when you're on peak off season, you're eating lots of food, and you need to shuttle those carbohydrates in. So with that being said, let's eat some rice, have a shower, and we'll get to the gym.
I'd love to sit here and say I'm having an absolute stormer of a session, but I think the reality is, to be honest, I'm not. Kind of dragging my ass a little bit, to be truthful. I'm just over an hour deep. I've done my isolations, your adductors, calves, extensions, ham curls, and I don't know, maybe I'm just lacking that little bit of oomph. Not sure. I am, however, about to jump on the hip press, so this is my area or ability to claim a bit of redemption. If I can get some good solid work on hip press, hack squat, glute drive, it should be a good way to round out the session. But I think it's a good message to be mindful of, that you're not going to have stormers every single session. Is it my sleep? Is it my recovery? Is it, all the things, is it my ankle and how that's traveling? I won't touch on that too much, but, all those things stacked up, it makes it challenging to always be up for every single session. And I think it's unrealistic to think that you're going to have, crash hot sessions every single session, week after week. Of course, you try and optimize things as much as possible, but I think having that, sense of realistic expectations when it comes to your training performance is important to avoid, getting down on yourself. I do think I've matured in that element because, in previous years, I feel like if I had a bit of a stinker of a start to a session, it would completely throw me off for the remainder of the session. Whereas now it's sort of like I'm cognizant of that and I can compartmentalise, my past performance within the session and how I started the session, with then looking forward and saying, okay, well, what can I do from here to get the most out of it? So that's the aim from here. Knee sleeves are going on. We're going to jump on the hip press, obviously with bands, and we are going to make the most of it because that's all we can do and doing our best. So control what you can control and get after it. How at the end of that last clip, I was talking about redemption and making up for potentially the not as good work early in the session. Hip press, 4.25 plates, 8. Banded. This was 6 reps last rotation when I made the jump up in load. So that's a huge win. That's 2 reps up. I did have a spot from the lift off, but I'm not counting that lift off rep. So I'm stoked. I'm stoked. As you can see, my one good set like that, where you've been able to progress, add some weight, and make up for, I don't want to say make up, but, bit of redemption. It feels good. Feels good, man. So we'll do another set on the hip press, couple sets on the hack, probably a couple sets on the hip thrust, glute drive, whatever you want to call it. And that should be it. So yeah, that's definitely sparked me up, and I'm keen to get through the last sort of 30-40 minutes of this session. But anyway, I don't think I'll film too much more. I might catch you at home for post-workout.
Alrighty, fast forward. We've gone home from the gym, we've showered, eaten our post-workout meal, which is the standard, the cream of rice from Adonis in the caramel, I think it's the peanut caramel flavour, with the chocolate whey from Bulk Nutrients on top, and 150 grams of mango. Delicious. Anyway, back in the car. I've done another block of check-ins, and I'm about to head actually to the gym to check out Ivan, who is 1 week out from WMBF Melbourne show. But before we do that, we're in the peach money. Do you want to get really close and up personal with the money? That sound good. That sound good in those ears. It's delicious. Anyway, let's get to the gym. I might even try and show you a few clips of how Ivan's looking. He's looking good. Classic physique at 1 week out. Anyway, let's head to Derrimut. Thomas down.
Front relaxed.
Like holy.
Keeping those quads on. And almost think shifting those hips back. And that'll help keep your tension on the quads. All right. Quarter turn to the right. Good. Crunch down those obliques. All right, quarter turn to the right. There we go. Squeeze those glutes. Yeah. That's perfect. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, quarter turn to the right.
One more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just want you to pause there for 1 second. And if I look at your body here, you can see how your torso slightly leant back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind you being a bit more upright and therefore bring that chest slightly then therefore over top of your body. So go again on that. Much better. Much better. Much better. Yep. Spot on. Obliques, abdominals coming out. Excellent. Quarter turn to the right, facing the front, into a front double.
I'm afraid to fly.
Excellent. Quads on.
We said one day.
All right. Into your most preferred side tricep. Down in the obliques. Midsection. Lovely. All right. Into a side chest. All right, facing the back into a back double. All right, glutes on. Nice. All right, facing the front into an ab and thigh. Quads on. All right, into a favorite classic pose. All right, transitioning. If you can squeeze that glute, there we go. It's good, man.
Yeah.
It's good. I tell you what, the improvements that I've seen in the past 2 weeks, noticeable, like really noticeable.
Across the board, you reckon?
Yeah, the conditioning, posing. Yeah, I'm happy, man. It's good, and this is exactly where we want to be at this point.
Yeah.
At a week out, it's like okay, like we're just sharpening the iron from here.
Yeah.
And just refining things. So I'm happy, man. It's really good. I think the main thing that I would say, posing endurance. Yeah. So you think about like, you need to be a statue. So like in that, like the back relax, you're standing there, you need to be able to squeeze those glutes, keep those hamstrings. I don't think you have an issue with the hamstrings. Yeah. It's more those glutes. Think about how am I
flexed them before, so yeah.
No, and that's what I mean. Yeah. So like, can you hold that for 10 seconds?
Yeah.
So I think the almost like your cardio for this week is posing practice.
Yeah.
I want you to do 3 rounds of that, holding each one for 10 seconds. That'll harden things up. And I think that'll just get you in the zone.
Yeah. All right, killer.
I was watching over some of those clips of Ivan. I'm not sure how much I'll put in before this, but he's looking good, isn't he? 7 days out. I've just finished his peak week plan. I say peak week plan, the first couple of days of peak week. How can I predict a full peak week from here? You know, I don't know how his body's going to respond. we'll opt in for a bit of a linear load. We're going to increase carbohydrates for the first couple of days by 50 grams of carbs, and then see how the body reacts. But I'll be touching base with him just about daily, getting body weight, see how he's feeling, so we can land the ship. So I'm going to do some more check-ins. It's a big day. Saturday's a big day for me in check-ins. I do majority, for the most part, Saturday. It's probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday is where I do most of them. So I'm going to keep cracking on. Finley, Olivia and her mum have gone for a walk, so I might try and catch them shortly, but also need to edit some videos, cook some foods. We've got lots happening, but I love it. It's very cool. It's awesome that this is what I get to do. I get to go check out athletes, putting their trust in me, get to go coach them through to a show. It's awesome, isn't it? Alrighty, fast forward. It is now the next morning. Yeah, it's 9:10, so done an onboarding, done a few check-ins this morning. I've done my cardio this morning. Let's get this lighting a bit better. And I rock up to the station, the train station that is, and there's like a, a steam train that's come through, and literally there would have been 50 people across the platform, because I'm thinking, why is there so many people on the platform on a Sunday morning? I'll pop a clip now. But the puffin, what do you call it? It's like a puffin billy, but kind of like the steam train was coming through. But anyway, I'm heading off to a social media marketing workshop this afternoon or this morning, so that'll be really good with Ethan from Brownie Gains, or whatever you call him. He does all the IFBB media videos, all the cool reels that you see, so I'm very excited to learn a thing or two. So last weekend was the Ultimate Physique Conference, so more on sort of the coaching side of things. This is more than the marketing, social media element, so I'm very much looking forward to it. But anyway, this has turned out to be more of a weekend in the life than a day in the life. So this is for a couple of hours, head home, hang out with Finley and Olivia. We'll see what the day takes us. Got more check-ins to come through. I might try and do some on the train in, and then I might have a bit of a gap, and then maybe some on the train home. We'll see how we go. Alrighty, we have now reached the point of time where it's going to be the end of the video. I figured I'd just round it out now as I eat my frozen mango. It was a really good session, the workshop today. Content creation, it's made me I learned a lot. In terms of what I want to do, what kind of content I want to put out there, and just some things that I need to work on, really. So I'm excited for what content's to come, more so around the Instagram side of things. I'll be keeping the YouTube more vlog based, training based, pretty real. So that being said, comment down below mango if you've watched the whole video or until this point. Like the video, comment, subscribe. New YouTube video every Sunday, 5 PM, as you know, which is in 15 minutes, literally from now. Obviously not this video, but a different one, but every Sunday, 5 PM, without fail. So, all right, until then, I'll catch you in the next one.